Hey friends, this is Desi, and I wanted to record a short video to talk to you about how to increase your compassion. I think this is something that we all talk about as far as we should be compassionate for one another, but how do you really go about learning how to be compassionate and how to implement that in your day-to-day life? Compassion can be so important when it comes from a place of genuineness and when you truly feel for another person. I think personally the world needs way more compassion and more humor, because humor is just a gateway drug, in my opinion, to happier emotions. But so compassion. So how do you cultivate compassion, and how do you develop and grow more compassion? So the easiest way to explain it for me is through the ability to feel your own emotions. I think as society, we are great at really kind of pushing our emotions away, whether we do that by some sort of an addiction, whether that's drinking, doing drugs, shopping. Shopping addictions are huge. I know I'm a huge retail therapy person, but I could really take the time to slow down and not shop, because doing these things, whatever it is that you do to avoid your feelings, is really kind of the culprit. And it's great to shop, it's great to have an occasional drink every once in a while, but it's when it starts to take place of actually feeling your own emotions that it becomes an issue. If we learn how to feel our own emotions, what that does is it allows you to create compassion for others. So let me give you an example. Lately, I have been really working on this practice, this idea, feeling your feelings. I am great at pushing my feelings away and trying to just think them away, essentially saying oh, well, I'm not sad. I can't be sad. I'm always happy. I'm positive. I can't be angry. I'm not angry. I'm not frustrated. And quickly pushing that away and judging myself, just thinking you're not allowed to be angry. You're a positive person. You have to be happy all the time. That's what people expect. But I'm beginning to realize that you can be feeling sadness or anger. That's normal to experience negative emotions. And in fact, half of your life you will be experiencing negative emotions if you think about it. And you can't really be happy all the time. That's just not possible. And if you were really happy all the time, how would you even know that you're happy? Because you don't know what sadness is. So I think it's really important to experience every single emotion, whether it's positive or it's negative. So again, back to my example. My example is that I've been, again, trying really hard to learn how to feel my feelings. And so I would say probably about 2 weeks ago, I was having a really rough emotional day, just like a lot of us do. And the way that I was dealing with it, because normally I would just say, nope, we're good. I would start listening to audiobooks and podcasts and trying to snap myself out of it. And I didn't this time. I allowed myself to be sad and just to really feel emotional. And in fact, I almost kind of amplified it by listening to tons of power ballads. So 90s R&B, Casey and JoJo, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Mariah Carey. Those girls just get me when I'm feeling down. So I really allowed myself to take the time to really feel the sadness, because I think it's really important to feel it. And when I felt it, it's just wow, this is sadness. I felt where it felt, or I really paid attention to where it felt in my body, and I felt sadness a lot in my chest. And I was just wow, okay, this is sadness. This is what it feels like. And I just kind of sat in it for a moment. And I didn't push it away. I didn't judge it. I just accepted that this is sadness. It's okay to be sad. It's normal. People get sad all the time. And just really let myself be there for a moment. Fast forward a couple weeks, I had a colleague at work who was going through some sad stuff, and it was amazing how much more compassionate I was for this person, because had I not previously sat in my feeling of sadness to really know what it feels like and understand it, I would not have been able to look at him and understand what he was going through and feel it in myself as if I was going through it. So this really kind of helped me to really just be more compassionate for somebody that, I don't know a ton about, and I could just see the pain and the sadness, and I just really wanted to be there to support him, and not to take away his sadness, because I think it's important for you to feel your feelings, but just to kind of be a reminder that this is temporary, this isn't forever, and you will get through it. So if you can learn how to really feel your feelings, feel it in your body, feel it for what it is, let it go through you versus stopping it, then you can really learn how to become more compassionate for others and understand how feelings affect everybody. Because whether you agree with somebody or you don't, we all have feelings, we all have emotions, and we need to understand that sometimes when we get those emotions, we may not be the person we want to be, but we will get through them because they're not forever. I hope this helps. Thanks, guys.